So last week we told you about our top watches for under 100,000 euros. And in the past we've also spoken about the fact that retail prices on watches have been going steadily up over the last few years. But let's bring things back down to earth and talk about some more accessible watches. And one brand that we'd really like to highlight today when it comes to accessible watches is Hanhart. This manufacturer has been making watches for over 120 years and pioneering, especially in the chronograph sector, accessible watches that still offer a lot of value with what comes with them. They also have a racing heritage that reaches back to the 1930s. Now, Hanhart has been around for over 120 years and they continue to deliver amazing value with their entire range. So today we're talking about the Hanhart Red and Blue. This is a limited edition of 140 pieces, but it packs so much punch with what comes in it. Starting with the basic stats, well, it's a 39mm watch with 100 meters of water resistance, powered by a Salida-based movement. But things get a little bit more interesting from there. Because for one thing, this is a flyback chronograph, meaning that you don't have to stop it to reset it. On top of that, this is a manual wind chronograph. So this already evokes a lot of that vintage idea of, having your hand wound chronograph that you interact with more. And when you combine that with its sizing, you already know this is going more on the vintage side. And they deliver with the watch not only this flyback chronograph, but they also give you your own stopwatch as well, which is interestingly also a flyback. Now this is all relevant because this watch is really tapping into Hanhart's racing history. And of course a flyback chronograph is very useful when you're timing a lap because as soon as the car crosses the line, you want to quickly be able to reset and not lose time in having to start, stop, reset, etc. By using a flyback, you're able to instantly start a new time as soon as a car crosses the line or as soon as you've recorded the previous one, with minimal delay. And what Hanhart has done is really impressive when you consider this watch goes for less than 3,000 euros and it packs all of this into a watch that's also a limited edition, so your chances of seeing someone else with it are minimal at best. But if we're talking racing watches and value, Tag Heuer has been usually the go-to when you're thinking of value for watches from some of the bigger brands. However, as we mentioned in our video with the Code 41 and the Monaco Skeleton, their retail prices have been going higher and higher over the years. Something like this Carrera 42, which definitely leans into Tag Heuer's racing history, goes for around 6,000 euros at its retail price. And while yes, on the inside it does feature their manufacturer O2 movement with 80 hours of power reserve and a column wheel vertical clutch chronograph, you can't really argue with the value that the Hanhart brings. And the Hanhart does offer the much more vintage dimensions and that element of hand winding, which does make for a different experience when you're talking about interacting with your watch. But Tag Heuer isn't one to be beaten lightly, and that's why we also have the Tag Heuer Carrera reissue Lemania. That's right, Lemania. This on the inside doesn't feature an ETA movement, a Salida, or even a Tag Heuer manufacture movement. Instead, it features a Lemania 1873. So this is essentially a hybrid of what people would normally think of as a moonwatch and a Carrera. It's the best of both worlds. You have that racing heritage and pedigree with the reliable moonwatch movement on the inside. But this is something more special than just your usual Tag Heuer reissue, because this was actually Tag Heuer's first reissue. Originally released in 1996, this was Tag Heuer's first attempt after becoming Tag Heuer to faithfully reissue one of their older models. In this case, they picked the Carrera from 1963, and so they matched it not only in terms of its look and feel, but even the dimensions. It's only 36mm, so it is proper vintage sizing, and while they don't use the Valjoux 72 anymore, they've still opted for a hand-wound chronograph, which means you have that interaction with your watch that you wouldn't normally get with an automatic movement. This of course started a long line of reissues that Tag Heuer still does till today, but this was the first one, and done at a time when honestly the Carrera wasn't even their most popular watch. We're talking about the 90s when things like the Aqua Racer or the Link, well, the SEL as it was called at that point, were much more popular. So it signaled the beginning of Tag Heuer reaching back into its illustrious history, and it's a practice that's still done today. And one way or another, all of these watches still offer amazing value, whether it's looking at something new that still packs a lot of punch while having Tag Heuer's history, whether it's an 18-karat gold watch that's a faithful reimagining of that 1963 classic, or whether it's Hanhart, bringing in a flyback chronograph with a column wheel, with 100 meters of water resistance, limited edition, and its own accessory stopwatch at less than 3,000 euros. Whichever way you cut it, there's still amazing value to be found when you're looking for a racing chronograph. You just need to know where to look. So make sure you check our links in the description below to take a look and see where you can find your next racing chronograph. Of course, if you like this video, then make sure you like it and share it. If you want to see more videos about watches every week, then make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell as well so you know when the next video comes out. Thanks for joining us on this quick exploration of some great value chronographs from Hanhart and Tag Heuer, and we look forward to seeing you on the next video.